talking to my 19-year-old the other day, and she hits me with a total truth bomb. She says, "Mom, I feel like my generation is totally clueless to people and their social cues, especially the ones who had a quarantine for 3 years." And honestly, I felt that hard because she's right. You take people out of school, out of social life, out of real human interactions, and then we wonder why half of them look terrified when someone makes eye contact with them at Starbucks, right? So today we're diving into exactly that. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Human Code, where I strip down that sales transaction to what really matters at the end of the day, those basic and timeless communication skills you already possess. I'm Susan Gaytan. Today we're talking about reading people and their social cues, the lost language we all used to speak fluently before this world turned us into little iPhone tapping hermits. And here's the deal. Reading people is how humans understand each other beyond words. It's the difference between "I'm fine," meaning I'm fine, or "I'm now plotting your demise." It's how we sense interest, hesitation, annoyance, or confusion before the customer even says a word. But the quarantine generation, they missed a lot of those cues, and we basically take it for granted. The masks on our faces, the Zoom flattened our body language, and texting, well, you can't hear tone through texting. We know that, and this is why we use emojis. So let's break it down. What are the cues that we need to relearn, not just for sales, but for life? The first one, visual cues, micro expressions, eye movements, posture. Leaning in means I'm interested. Standing like this, right, means wrap it up, dude. I've got to be places. These are the social cues that build a connection with people, but only if you're looking up from the screen long enough to notice them. The second, vocal cues, tone, pace, pauses, emphasis. You ever heard someone say "okay" through text? You know that tone matters, right? When a customer says, "I'm just looking," well, the tone matters because it's either "please just give me a minute," or "please help me before I make a terrible decision," right? The third is situational cues, okay? This is where we totally lose people. It's reading the room. It's knowing if this is the right moment to pitch something or the moment to shut up. Understanding what else might be happening in the world around you and what might affect the person in front of you. Customer service is 99% timing and awareness, and the other 1% is just not being weird. So how are we going to be rebuilding this lost skill? Well, we're going to start with the 2-second scan. Okay, before you even open your mouth, look at the person's face, their posture, their vibe. They're already telling you a story even before they say anything. And then you're going to try the echo technique, okay? Try to echo their feelings, not so much the literal words. If they sound overwhelmed, then slow down. If they're excited, then speed up. If they seem like they haven't had a snack in 6 hours, well then get them a snack. I promise you, snacks sell cars. And then finally, the pause. You know, most people miss cues because they're just too busy talking. So half a second of silence is going to really tell you a lot more. Here's your human habit of the week. After every customer interaction, you're going to write down 3 things. What did you notice? How did they react? And then what might the next reaction be next time? Cue reading is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it's going to atrophy. But once you start training it again, it becomes your superpower. That thing that no competitor and no bot can ever duplicate. Why? Because that's the human code. We'll see you next time.